All right, everybody, welcome to a very important special weekend edition of Teaching Crypto, AI style, baby. And this is a big one here. Big AI conference coming. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share the show. Super chats and the store are available. Mr. FOMO, we got a big show today. Gigantic, biggest ever AI convention conference tomorrow with Nevada. And we've got some crypto players involved. And today, the AI crypto market decided to rally ahead of Bitcoin. That's very rare. That shows you how strong this narrative is. And we've got 4 winners for our audience today. And we're going to keep track of these over the next few months. And I'm just going to say right now, up close, we do have some exposure. Remember, entertainment purposes only. Do your own research before you jump in. But we've got some big ones today. And boy, are these strong plays. And can't wait to share it with our audience.
Yeah, big AI plays, and we're going to track them from, we'll call this the St. Patty's Day portfolio, and we'll track this starting today and see how the AI tokens do. Now, remember, there is a big AI conference tomorrow, and we're going to talk a little bit about that with NVIDIA, but they are, we could see a little bit of a dip after this conference with a lot of these or some of these, so it is important to remember that, but I don't think that that dip will last too long, even if it shows up, because like AZcrypto said, this is one of the big narratives of this bull run. And so this will be important no matter where we are in the bull run.
Absolutely. And these tokens have been running now for the past 12 to 18 hours. And I expect, for entertainment purposes only, them to continue to run, hopefully for me and you, over the next 12 to 24 hours at least. But I think we'll run. And so let's start. And Selection Sunday for college basketball, but it's our Selection Sunday. And I've talked about this one a lot recently. iOS network, baby. And so here's what it does here. Here's the thing you need to know about iOS network. It's decentralized content, powers AI computation, data storage, and seamless media and video streaming for apps within the iOS network. Now, when I clicked on stream, it says it's coming soon. It's not quite there. However, that would be pretty significant. If you were able to start streaming on their network, decentralized, I know that would make a lot of people in crypto happy. And so that would be huge for them. But they have been on fire. When we first mentioned them, Mr. FOMO, it was at 11 cents. And right now they're trading right below 90. I'll pull up the chart in just a little bit. But this one has just been on fire. Last week, even when I, got on my boat, not my boat, but I was on a vacation, not doing that well. 22 cents, got off the boat. It was already pushing 80 cents. It's retraced. I got in a little bit in the 60-cent range, and I did sell a little bit before the dump. Was a little bit fortunate, but not exactly fortunate, because now it's back up to 90. Shows you can never time these things perfectly. This is one that I can't wait to get back into. I'm just waiting for the right moment. But man, this one has a lot of steam, and it's been doing extremely well this year and earlier this month.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of a decentralized streaming platform, but I also like the idea that they are, I believe they what combine computing power or GPU power to make AI better. And if I'm saying that right, but basically it makes the storage and the media delivery better by combining the GPU power. So I like this one. Again, AI plays, you can't miss on these. And what was the market cap?
So I'm gonna pull this up here, and this is impressive. Okay, look at the monthly, Mr. FOMO. 17 to 88. I expect this to push to $1 maybe by tomorrow before the conference. We might have a sell-off during the conference, but it wouldn't shock me for this one to get to $1. So what I love here is the market cap is still, it's gone up. It's 958 million. When we first talked about it, it was well below $1 billion. However, the all-time high is $2.67. So if you might be watching this, feel like, oh, you guys, we missed. No, look at the all-time high, right? And so there's still a long way to go. And I do think I'm going to the yearly again to see just how this thing's just doing amazing. I do think there's a lot of room to grow. I think this one has the potential to reach $3 to $4 here, and I think I'm being very, very realistic about that. Um, I know some people think a lot more. I'm just going to be a little, conservative on this, but I love this to go over $1 pretty soon, and then it would shock me if it didn't get to 2 and there's bull run. Like I said, $3 to $4 is kind of where I think it could go. Remember, during a bull run, we're under $1 billion right now. $1 billion market cap is not that high at all. So for this thing to get to 4 billion, I mean, it would not shock me for it to get to 10 billion, and that's where the 10x could come in. Could we see a $10 iOS network? I think it's possible. This AI narrative is not going anywhere, and these projects that are real, that are promising a lot, even though they haven't delivered on anything, I think the sky's the limit. So this one's great. If you got it in the 60s or the 70s, or even much lower when we first start talking about it, great. Next time there's a dip, I'll be looking to get back in.
Good. I'm going to go ahead and share my first one. And this one is a unique one. It's called Numeraire. And Numeraire claims to be the first blockchain or first cryptocurrency launched by a hedge fund, which I know probably a lot of people are saying, why would you want something that's not decentralized, or why would you want something that's linked to TradFi like that? However, Numeraire, this is a playground basically for developers, and it's a place for them to compete to make AI better and to make data science better. And so Numeraire was launched by, I believe I'm saying this right, Numerai or Numer AI. And this is a hedge fund that's known for using AI and machine learning in their investment predictions and in their investments. And they claim to be one that uses it the most in their investments and their investment predictions. And so that alone is something I like about it. But on top of that, the max supply for Numeraire is only 11 million.
Unbelievable. That's great.
And so an 11 million max supply is something that we like to find in the tens of millions, and especially the low tens of millions like this one. Anything that's below Bitcoin's max supply certainly is a quality find. But I like this because it is a competition ground, once again, for developers and data scientists. And this is a place where they are competing to make all these things better. Not just machine learning, but the large language models and AI altogether. It to me, it seems like something that's going to have to stay around. What do you think?
Well, here's what I love. You mentioned the circulating supply right now. Only 6.3 million is actually available and active. The all-time high was $168.49. We're sitting on $38.08. Now, from a numbers perspective, I love to see this. Market cap, 239.7 million. The daily volume in the last 24 hours, 27.4 million. If you get anything like that to continue, this one's going well over 100. Forget about all-time highs. I'm seeing 300 here as a future for this one.
And we like when we have market caps in the hundreds of millions. But what I like about this one is it's number 289 on the market cap. The volume is so high that it's number 278 when it comes to volume. They're doing 11.46% of their market cap in volume right now, which is pretty good. We usually look for them to be above 10% and charging when we're looking for something in the volume range.
Absolutely. And I think what you might see, yes, there might be a bit of a sell-off during this conference, but you might also see a lot of people that invested in meme coins come in and go into AI and gaming. It's another narrative we'll talk about another time. But this one's a great find. It's easy to pick up as well on exchanges. I mean, this one's got a bright future. I would be shocked if this one didn't get to 100 during the bull run in 2024. Great one, Mr. FOMO. Now, I'm going to give you one that we talked about over the summer. And man, do I wish we would have loaded up again for just just being 100% honest, we don't have the funds to go into every single one of these projects that we talk about. But man, Ocean, when I did a short, Mr. FOMO, well below 30 cents. And look at it now, doing amazing, well over $1. And so a couple things about Ocean really quickly. I'll show the chart up, then I'll talk a little bit about it. And so Ocean Protocol, you can see up 16% today, right? Now, here's the thing that you need to be aware of Ocean Protocol, which is really, really cool. This year, we're up at 889%. The all-time high, as you can see, we're not that far off, right? A little under $2. It could reach its all-time high during the conference. So that is super, super exciting. Now, with Ocean, and it is still a pretty small cap. When I say small, it just depends on, your definition of small. But I do think there's a long way to go here. The market cap for Ocean is 667 million. It has gone up a little bit. Now, the circulating supply available right now is 568 million. Not 100% ideal, but not bad at all.
It's not in the billions.
No, I mean, that's 40% of the total supply. And so it got as low as 12 cents during the bear. And now it's gone from 12 cents and it's pushed $1. We're at 118 right now. Okay. This is something me and you both really like in the short and long term. I really easily could see this become, again, I'm going to say a $3 to $4 token, right? Even much more. And you can see right now the price is fluctuating. I'm just going to say something about it also. But the daily volume, Mr. FOMO, usually when you have a coin that's under $1 billion, you don't see $100 million in daily volume. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing interest pick up. And it would not surprise me, Mr. FOMO, if the next time we spoke, this was well over 150. That's how strongly I feel about this one here. And just, what I found doing some exploration on their website, what's kind of cool, they've kind of just started this. You can actually use it to predict and trade. Now, the accuracies are, between 50 and 60%, but you can run a prediction on some of the tokens that you may want to buy. So as that gets better and better, as they use that for AI, that could be pretty significant, right? Because right now AI is kind of limited in terms of history, but if they can get the predictor up, right, and nothing's ever going to be 100%, that's huge. That's gigantic, especially when we're talking in the world of crypto, when things could change by the minute, by the second. Forget about by the hour and by the day. And so this one really it's been around for a while, but now it's greatly associated with the AI movement. And so again, I like this project a lot. And I think it could do very well in the next 24 hours, but also if you're going to hold on to it for the entire bull run, or at least in 2024, I think you're going to see some really nice returns.
And I talked about with Numeraire, the hedge fund that's using AI for its investments. This is something that we already know is around, hedge funds and investors using bots and AI. But to make those tools available to retail investors, I think will be huge. And so if that is something that they're doing, I could see them exploding well beyond, our earlier predictions. I could see this being really, really big if this opens up AI predictive trading to retail investors in that way.
Yeah. Also, it's about data control, all that, sharing data. There's a lot going on here. But this project's been around. It's not brand new. I like it. I like it a lot. We'll see what happens. Again, just be aware before you run in and buy these tokens. There is a conference tomorrow, so you just want to be careful. You could see a lot of volatility. I think there might be some sell-off during the conference, but right after, you could see a massive reemergence. I don't think the AI narrative or storyline is going away anytime soon. If you were in the last crypto run, you remember some of the narratives that happened, right? Layer ones, layer twos, meme coins. I think AI and gaming are going to dominate this bull run. And so here today, I think we're giving you some that are great. And you have one more to share with our viewers.
Now, a final one is kind of a big one, and that one is going to be Render. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen. You can see here, Render printing new all-time highs today.
Wow.
And so leading into this conference, Render seems to be one that is leading the pack as far as price action. And it's one that maybe could have been seen ahead of time, but they're 25th in market cap at 4.8 billion. So it's going to be tough to move that. However, they're doing 1 billion in 24-hour volume, putting them at number 19. So again, volume moving them up the list. And I think that is because their CEO is going to be speaking at the NVIDIA GTC 2024.
Absolutely.
And knowing that they're in bed with NVIDIA that way, or at least in the conference that way, I think that has probably spurred a lot of this price action, as you can see by the chart there, and we'll take it down to the month. However, what they do is basically they're combining GPU power from GPUs all over the world. And as we know, the large language models and the AI models are growing at exponential rates every 3 months. What they need to know is like doubled or something like that. And so the GPU power needed is going to increase. It's just going to keep increasing over time. And so when you have a company like Render that is pooling GPU power in order to give that power to maybe a large language model, or maybe an AI company, or maybe use it for themselves to create more AI, I think that they've got quite a future. And then to see that their CEO is speaking at the conference tomorrow, and then on top of that, they're printing new all-time highs, to see how far they are up on the coin market cap list at number 25. I like Render a whole lot. Now, the max supply is somewhere around 537 million, which I'm not crazy about. Again, it's not in the billions, but that's still a lot of tokens. But there's not a lot to dislike about Render. What do you think?
Well, I like it. Anything that's doing an all-time high right now before the halving, you want to pay attention to. Up 700, I just updated, up over 800% this year. So the proof is in the pudding. I think this thing now is in price discovery when it's in its all-time high. So the question is, at 4.9 billion, can it get to a 20 billion, a 30 billion cap? With the AI narrative, and this one being one of the prime leaders along with iOS, I think it's up for play here. Because I don't think people realize how big this narrative is going to be. And as the Bitcoin, and I'm going to say this right now, so you guys are paying attention on a Sunday bonus episode here, I think Bitcoin is going to make a run at 80K over the next 10 to 14 days. And with that the case, I think these AI tokens are going to come along with them. Again, there might be a sell-off just very, very shortly during the conference, but I think they're going to recover very fast. But who knows? In the next 24 hours, you might see these things even explode more. So you do your own research before you jump in. I never like to jump on something right on a pump, but sometimes it's just. Solana's been pumping now for how long? And by the way, I'll come on the air when Sol does hit that 200, because I've been talking about that. MrFOMO, we're almost there. That prediction, which you thought was insane about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it's about to happen.
We're right on deck.
Right on there.
Well, before you get too far away from the AI plays, I wanted to say something about this being a natural marriage. Not only, I talked about earlier with Render being, a GPU pool and farming out that GPU power, but also blockchain and cryptocurrency are going to need AI. All of these holes in the coding and all of these problems that keep popping up, AI is going to be important to seal up those holes, to seal up those problems with code, to seal up those human errors in the blockchains and in the code. in order to make these things airtight. If I'm talking about cryptocurrency, I would much rather have AI look over these codes before they are put out, before I start spending this cryptocurrency, because then I can be sure that there's no wormholes or bridges or back doors or things like that. And it will, with AI running it, it becomes even more decentralized. And so I think AI will be the next step in that decentralization, not only because it will allow for humans to step out of it, but it will also allow for us to take out the human error in these blockchains, and you see a lot less of these, hacks or wormholes or whatever it is where people funnel money in and out. And so I think that this is going to be more of a natural marriage than we actually have led on so far. And so getting in on some of these tokens now, especially some of these ones with smaller caps, can be very important and could be very beneficial to your portfolio.
And the crazy thing is, Mr. Rome, was as you were speaking, right before we went on the air, this one is actually just a little bit under 13. And as you were talking, I saw 13.6. Now we're at 13.14, 13.13. And so in the past hour, we've actually gone up over 3%. And that's how hot this one is. I mean, I regret honestly not picking some up earlier today because I think this one's not done. I don't think it's done. I don't think any of these are done. And again, do your own research. Don't jump in for entertainment.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Tennessee gave us a great tip about XNA. We'll have to check that one out. But yeah, things are heating up. Really quickly, Mr. FOMO, Bitcoin rallied back, briefly hit 64, and now we're at 68. I think we're probably on our way back. No guarantees. You never know. Sunday night sometimes could be a bit choppy. We might have one more baby dump, but I think, like I said, I anticipate an 80K Bitcoin coming up over the next 10 to 14 days, and I feel pretty good about it. And I expect ETH to bounce back as well. Solana easily going to get over 200, and these picks we just gave our audience are hopefully going to fly. So hopefully, and really quickly, you had a great Muse trade over the weekend as well. I want to tell our viewers about that.
I did. I got out of Muse a little over 25. That was one that I had entered at 13. I exited at 20 something. Then I got back in at 17, and then I exited again at 25. And so I'm looking for a re-entry. But Muse has been kind of a fun one to play, and it's available on Coinbase. So if you guys want to enjoy the Muse playground with me, come on over and play. They have sometimes they have these afternoon pumps that you can catch that will run them sometimes as much as 20 or 30%. And so if you haven't taken a look at Muse yet, go ahead and take a look at Muse, because I'm having a little fun with it myself.
Yeah, we had a market.
Also, in these dips, we don't cry, we buy. So when we get dips like this, no more, we don't get emotional in this. We know this might be the last chance to get some cheap sats and to get some of these altcoins cheap. I was actually surprised none of these AI tokens dipped at all. And so I'm a little disappointed.
There was a small dip. Like Azios went down to 68. The dips were much smaller than the other tokens, and they're the first ones to rebound. And yes, some of it's because of the conference, but that just tells you where we're at. The ones that are rebounding the quickest are the ones that you want to be into during this bull run. The Solana, the AI tokens, they're leading the charge. Yes, there are some meme coins that are doing well, but you know how we feel about those. And they're at your own risk for each his own. I mean, yes, I'm sure
those meme coins for the most part are on Solana. So in order to get those meme coins, people got to get Solana.
There you go. Absolutely. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll also have a Voyager update next week as well. For Mr. FOMO, the AZcrypto, you have a great Sunday evening, and we'll see you soon. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.